in Rivers State. So he has ordered the demolition of some illegal structures in Ahoda, Eleme and One axis of the east-west road. Now, Governor Wike actually said that the hideout of criminals in the state have been identified. So let's hear exactly the way he put it. In case you missed the broadcast, especially if you missed it, now is the time for you to listen and get to hear what Governor Wike said in that broadcast. Take a listen.
Criminals are coming to terms with the reality that Rivers State is too hot for them to invade at will and detonate their foolish attack on targeted security posts and personnel. By the grace of God, we have identified the hideouts, safe houses, and secret places that provide both cover and comfort for the hoodlums to plan, execute, and return to after operations. This was the reason we ordered the destruction of all the shanties and makeshift structures located along Elele to Ahoda expanse of the east-west road to deny the criminals the opportunity to continue to undermine our security from these hideouts.
All right, so there you have it. Demolition of shanties, like we know it, to ensure that these criminals do not have, more like chasing them away from the hideouts. That's what he said. More like we have identified the hideouts of these criminals, and it's more like he's saying that it's in Ahoda, Eleme, and One axis of the east-west road that we have the criminals hiding. So is it that that's where they stay, and then they move from there to other parts of River State to commit crime? Anyway, I want to believe that the governor is actually looking at maybe one part, the part where police formations were actually attacked, policemen were killed, and some other officials, security agents were actually killed. But that's not the only insecurity or security issue we're having in River State. But all the same, I want you to be the one to be the judge of that. All right. So from what the governor has said so far, what do you make of what the governor has said? Do you think this is actually a good step in the right direction? Do you think, okay, definitely the governor is doing something this time around? It's not like all this while we've been on this curfew and we didn't really know what they were planning. I remember some people were saying, okay, after the curfew, what next? So could this be the outcome of the curfews we've had so far? And remember, he also said that the curfew will not be called off. It was one of the things I was listening for in that broadcast, to hear, okay, what's the update on the curfew? But all the same, let's get to talk. It's already 21 minutes gone past 3. So let's talk about security in River State based on Governor Wike's broadcasts today. What do you make of what he has said concerning the new security strategy? The numbers to call are 084-461-923. You can also call 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. And you can send a WhatsApp message via 0809-030-6416. All right, we have a caller here. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, good evening, Constance.
You're welcome. What's your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Chichi, calling from Polo.
All right, go on.
Yeah, well, the truth of the matter is that we as somebody living in River State, I'm confused as what the governor is talking about. Last time, before he imposed curfew, it was secessionist elements that want to force River people to do it. And now it's in Elele and other places. So therefore, there's no criminal here. We keep complaining of what is happening in Rumokoro. Young men from these communities, invading people's private cars, molesting people at Rumokoro Bridge. Governor Wike is not seeing that. He's not hearing about those guys that are from these communities committing this crime in a broad daylight. He doesn't see it. Now criminals are not in local government. It's elements and other places. It will be very, very careful of what he's doing in this thing. That's what I want him to understand. Let this information get to him. He's being biased. That's in the state. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for calling. Hello. All right. Please do well to call back if you can. Hello. Good afternoon. What's your name?
Good afternoon. Yeah, my name is Amanda.
Okay, go on.
Talk about the governor's statement. Yes, the governor should please provide job. There will be security in the state. And those that are scattering now, look at how those are going to do. There are people who are doing businesses there. I don't think the criminals stay over that place. You don't know their faces. They might stay in big house, in big building, you don't know. You come and tell me that they are staying in that bata or that those that are doing business. If you don't do people alone, please. And tackle security very well. Thank you very much. God bless.
All right, thank you. And then we have Orji from Aba. Apologies for that now. Please do well to call back if you can. Hello. Okay. So the numbers once again, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007, and 0817-923-0009. Remember now, you can send a message via WhatsApp to 0809-030-6416. All right, so we're looking at Governor Wike's broadcast today where he talked about security and the new strategy they are putting in place now. Hello.
Hello, Constance.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Gift calling from Yenagua.
All right, you're welcome. Please go on.
Yeah, thank you. I don't get it. Where are people even coming from? The governor of the state is telling you this is what you understand concerning these criminals. And specifically, he was talking about guys that were coming in to attack police officers specifically. It's not that there's no other security challenge like pickpockets or criminals within the or whatever. No. Governors, they have every right to go into any of the areas in their territory, which is any of the local governments, the 23 local governments. It's not about trying to call another local government criminals. No. It's not use that word. So we need to be careful. Coming on air to want the governor, careful, this, that. Are you the governor? Are you chief officer? This man has all information. They pay heavily to gather information. And from those areas of a truth, even in Awada, people have been doing that trailer park and all the rest. People will testify. He has cleared those areas. So why are you coming on air to even argue, to even kick against the man as if now you're labeling your own local government that you guys are criminals? Is there no criminals in your local government? Which part of Nigeria that you not find criminals? Should be careful the way we talk on air. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hello.
Hello, good day.
Welcome, Goody Mike.
My name is Goody Mike.
You're welcome, go on.
At this point in time, they have heard how criminal elements on East-West Road embarrass the state by kidnapping people and doing. And so for the governor to come up to say, look, all the shanties in that area must be put down. That is another good step in fighting criminals. They do not go to their homes. It is within those areas they stay. When the governor has come up to say all the things should be demolished, it's a very good security system, sort of. Now, somebody is talking about Obiapo. Security is not something there are methods. The one they will use on that East-West may not be the one that somebody will come up in Obiapo. We know there are criminal elements. He will also do something about it. Thank you. My name is Goody Mike.
All right. Thank you, Goody Mike, for calling. Hello. All right. Do well to call back if you can. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good evening.
You're welcome.
Yeah, okay. My name is Alan.
Okay, we're listening. Go on.
Hello?
Please go on. We're listening.
Okay, yeah. What I want to comment, Governor has done
But there is one more thing I didn't understand that he didn't mention. We have been hearing in this state how people are kidnapping with tinted glass vehicles and taking them to a chair area and then slaughtering people and selling human parts there. Nobody has ever said anything about that. And he has not even mentioned that he's going to go and do justice to that area too. That is the area I'm actually concerned with. I'm not even concerned with these other areas he has imposed coffee, because the people doing all of this kidnapping and selling human parts. Every video we have watched on internet are pointing at a chair area. So these are the areas I am much worried with.
All right. Okay.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you very much for calling. Well, that's interesting. Hello. Good afternoon. Ouch. Hello. Okay, apologies for that. You're going to have to call back if you can. All right, and really interesting. You know, someone just brought our attention to that's a chair issue. I remember I was saying that, okay, the governor has mentioned these areas and talked about demolishing shanties on that stretch of the road, or on those parts of East-West Road, Aoda, Eleme, and Onne. And I was like, okay, these are the only areas where we have, I don't think those are the only areas where we have such issues going on, you know, the level of, or high level of insecurity going on in River States. But just like this person has pointed out now, you know, I actually totally forgot, you know, about the whole HA issue that we've had recently. Thank you for bringing that up. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon to you. Uduak, please go on.
We are talking about insecurity and the governor's what the governor has done.
The governor had a broadcast today. Did you listen to it?
Yeah, I did listen to the governor's statement.
Okay.
But if you go around the state, you see that people shops are being demolished. We are talking about fighting insecurity in the state. My question is, how the government compensating these people whose shops are being demolished because we are building flyover? Yes, development is good. But are they taking these people whose shops, we know how expensive shops are in this very town, are they taking them into consideration? Or are they just compensating the landlord and then allowing the people to go? I think we are talking about fighting insecurity. Well, when will the people, you know, have something, at least something they can leverage on after their shops have been demolished? Is the governor considering that? Yes, fighting insecurity is good. Thank you, madam.
Okay, thank you very much. So here he is talking about. I was actually waiting for the part where you would say maybe these people not getting compensated is part of the reasons why we have the kind of, or the level of insecurity we have right now. Maybe some of them, they're feeling hopeless right now, and then they've taken to crime. I don't know, but all the same, thank you very much. All right, we have Caleb from Owerri. Hello, Caleb, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. Good day, Constance.
You're welcome, Caleb. Please go on.
All right. What the governor said and the fighting of insecurity, I don't know, sometimes they are not sensitive to people's plight. You are demolishing, those people that you are demolishing their shop, some of them serve their master for 7 years and they settle them and they demolish their shop, they are jobless.
He actually said those structures are illegal.
Yeah, if they are illegal, when they are starting to set them up, that's the only time you should confront them. I'm not waiting when they relax and start making livelihood from you. Some of them are married, and you are demolishing it, increasing the rate of unemployment.
Yeah, well, so he actually gave them 2 weeks to find another place.
So those in politics, they should also know that they push people to the wall, and that's why insecurity is everywhere in the whole country. They have pushed them to the wall, and they have started reacting. So they need to find solution to these things. And most of them pay tax, and you use that tax, you don't utilize it well, and you are still rendering them homeless, shopless, nothing. So it's a very big challenge, and they need to do it 2 weeks. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for calling, Caleb.
Hello?
Hello, you're welcome. Vincent
Thank
from
you.
Rumibo. Please go on.
Yeah, Vincent, yes. The governor's broadcast is not the problem. The problem is, if we want to tackle insecurity in this town, they should give all the police officers.
Ouch. All right, Vincent, please do well to call back. Hello?
Hello, ma.
You're
Good
welcome.
afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name,
Yes.
sir?
The security situation in the state is fighting insecurity in the state is a work on the government. But it is not a one-man responsibility. It's a collective responsibility. So it's a good one that the governor wants to ensure that the state is safe. But one thing we should remember is that, sometimes they will just want to do good things and then delay it. For instance, if you come to Kana, there is one police station, the governor himself, and even the CP there, they came and they said they were established. So you can checkmate some of these problems in Kana. And if you check that area I'm mentioning, that I'm talking about now, we have communal crisis. Arranging when they put it, when they plan about it, they just follow it up. I think many of the lives that we have lost now, many of them will still be alive. But it has claimed this. It's time, not just mentioning. They should be proactive. So when you say something, take time, make sure you work, you act fast. But
Right.
you just say today you allow 2, 3, 4 months to pass before you make it come to pass. Chances is, yes, that is one of the areas where you can see some of these criminals. But what about some of these hotels around? There are bigger hotels where you can see people. So we should have gazettes so that they can, have communication with those who are supposed to, take care of these persons. And they work very fast.
All right.
Any job you give room to some of these good rooms to carry out their act, which is bad.
All right. Thank you for calling. Hello, Andy. Are you still there?
Yeah, and good evening.
Thank you so much for staying on the line. Go on. We're listening.
Okay, I think we are talking about security, which is the most important thing when it comes to any governor or in any governance.
Mm-hmm.
Security is part of the things that any leader should put in place. I just want to go straight to say that before now, people have been agitating for or saying that insecurity is being caused by joblessness of the youth and the rest of them. And I think before anyone counts two, one must count one. Why not for one? Let's see if we can create out these little jobs for people to see how much it's going to take or how much it's going to bring down the insecurity in the country. Because I think if these youth who indulge or engage themselves into one or two things that is criminal to the society, if they can be employed, either one, two, or one way and all that, I think the government should think about employing people, these youth on the street and the rest of them. And at the end of the day, I think the insecurity will come down. And also opening this market. Some of these boys who are doing this pickpocket and stuff and all that, kidnapping, some of them, they go to the market, they do this wheelbarrow carrying. And if you look at the state, there are no markets that have not been opened. Like for a long time, the governor has kept on not opening the market. So I think employment is very important to the society. Let's try as much as possible to see if we can do this employment. Then let's check ourselves, checkmate. Let's see if this insecurity will reduce in our state. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Andy. We have Chidi. Chidi, are you still there? Wow. Okay, apologies, Chidi. Was actually holding on for quite some time now. All right. So far we've been looking at some other issues. Some people have talked about compensating shop owners, whose shops have been demolished for the roads to be expanded or for some road project to be started somewhere. And then another person is talking about employing the youths and all that. All right. And then something I was actually looking at is this illegal structures that Governor Wike has ordered has ordered to be removed. Of course, he gave the owners of these shops, or shanties, like he called them actually. He said they should move out in 2 weeks. All right. Now, some people have said, oh, this is bad. When you've moved these people out like that, what are you expecting from them? Where do you expect them to go to? Someone even said you shouldn't allow them to relax, and then you come up with you're moving them out for whatever reason. But let's look at some of the things that we associated with these shanties. Wherever you see shanties, what are the things you actually see there? What are the kind of things usually people who own these shanties sell? Some of them sell some good stuff, but then usually you get to see people who are seated there and they're taking some drinks. Some are smoking, and sometimes these places are actually hideouts for criminals. I mean, we're not going to look away from that part. It's actually something that if you go to areas where you have a lot of shanties, you would definitely notice these things. So I think this is part of maybe one step that the government decided to take. Let's shut down these shanties first of all, so that we can see roads and know who we are pursuing and how we are pursuing them. We have Moses from Elijiji calling. Hello, Moses.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome. Go on.
Yes. In fact, I'm very happy with what the governor is doing.
Okay.
I will invite him or like him to use his torchlight to come around this slaughter area. These are slaughter around Wike where we have the slaughter. Constance, you will not believe what will come out of that place if the governor should visit that area. You see, like the Ahoda area, I was in that place yesterday. I was coming from Yenegua, so I noticed the demolition. Constance, that area, not anything, no kind of criminal you are looking for, just go to that place, you see them there. It goes to the extent that they even have a shower quarters there. That's the one for Ahoda I know of very well. Slaughter here, the almost 80% of all the criminality going on within this project area, those boys are in that area. That's slaughter. So I beg the governor to please come to that area and flush these guys out. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Moses. Okay, so Moses is calling on the governor to extend his, I wanted to call it hand of fellowship, his new security strategy to the slaughter area. And if you are someone who's familiar with slaughter area, I've heard stories. I've heard people talk about how they got to that place the time of the day or in the evening, and they were waylaid, and their phones or gadgets or whatever they were having on them were collected from them and all that stuff. I've heard stories of what's going on around that slaughter area. That place is like, no, seriously, if you go to slaughter area, the place does not sleep. There's no sleep. At any point in time, at any time of the day or night, definitely that place is like, it's very lively. And I really think that's another place, another area the governor should be looking at. Apologies, Chidi. You can call back if you can. All right. So talking about shanties, or so I was mentioning some of the things you actually notice with shanties. When you see shanties, I'm looking for another word. There should be another word for these things instead of saying shanties, so that someone will not be thinking we're speaking plenty English. But seriously, when you see all these makeshift or these, all right, fine, shanties. When you see them, like I was saying, definitely there will be people smoking there, people drinking, and they're not drinking water. Definitely, they're not drinking water. All right, there's usually the smell of the alcohol, the smell of the weed, the smell of all kinds of mixtures in such places. So wherever you see shanties in place, just get ready. You just know that definitely there will be criminals hiding out in these places. Or maybe they just come over there to chill. Maybe they just go there, chill, and they don't necessarily live there. All right. So someone was saying that if the government demolishes these structures, so what next? Where would these people go to? Because that's another thing to actually look at. All right. Because if we get these people to leave this place or the places that he has mentioned so far, where are they going to? No, seriously, where are they going to? Because they will move to another place as they bring down their the bacha, they're going to carry it to another place and set it up somewhere else, and business continues in another part of the states, and then their customers definitely will still come back to them. Or if the criminals live there, they're still going to go there, and I don't know, this is more like moving them from one area to another area. All right, so what I'm actually looking at is maybe this is the first step, and probably tomorrow or next week we get to hear of another area that the government is going to say, okay, this time around, shanties in this area, we're bringing them down. Excuse me. But if we're bringing down shanties and, moving people out of certain places, where are they moving to? Are they moving out of the state, or they're still moving from one part of the state to another part of the same state? Okay, hello, Emmanuel. You're welcome.
Yeah, Constance, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I want to contribute to the program.
All right, go on.
Yeah, what the governor said is a reality. But let me be faithful to you. I always tell people that a leader is somebody that sees tomorrow from today. But this thing that you want to do now is what the former governor wanted to do before. Believe me, go to all these places you call Shanti, Borokiri, all these bachas. Though that good people are living there, but the majority of the people that claim the ownership of that place are all these bad boys. How I wish that the decision he takes, he will match it with fire to fire. There is one thing to come on air and mention something, and another thing is to sustain it with action. These places need to be cleared. And secondly, also, I want to appeal to him as a governor. Let him make an opportunity to create a job. Look at Eagle Cement is not working. Look at Ibeto Cement is not working. Look at Michelin. I mean, they can bargain with federal government. Put all these places in order. It can accommodate youth for work. And I don't work, man, is a devil worship. There is no job, man. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Emmanuel, for calling. Hello, good afternoon.
Victor. Calling from. Yes, I want to talk about this in this security issue. I want to talk about the slaughter.
All right.
Now, you see slaughter, somebody has even mentioned the slaughter. Slaughter is one of the most dangerous environments so far. There is an alert point there, shower point they call Post 3. That place is very, 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 that is where all those boys that used to preach around there and collect phone, immediately they collect phone, that's where they run into. So governor should also look into slaughter very well, where they call Post 3, where those outside used to go and pack their trucks and say they are offloading cows and the rest of them. That place is a hideout, is one of the serious hideout in River State here. Immediately they collect food or whatever they collect from around that very area, that is where they hide out. So I want to plead with the Governor Wike, you should also look at slaughter very seriously.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So this is like the second person mentioning the slaughter area. Okay, another person has talked about Borokiri area. Okay, let's take a look at the messages we have on WhatsApp. It's 3:47 on the clock. Remember now, at 4 p.m., we'll bring you the business news. And, of course, afterwards, we'll be talking about another thing the governor mentioned in his broadcast, all right? Remember, he actually mentioned different aspects, or should I say, he mentioned some issues, all right, that concern River State. And to me, I actually believe that it's actually apt, all right, especially at this point in time. So let's look at some of your messages on WhatsApp. Hello, presenter. From me, Governor Wike is one of the governors who is really trying to tackle insecurity in the country. And I want to beg every well-meaning Rivers person to join hands with him and security agents to make the state peaceful. Security issue is everybody's responsibility. Your name is Abdul Ganiyu in Elele1 Axis. All right, thank you, Abdul Ganiyu, for your message there. Wike Ordinaka says, I had expected the governor to lift up the curfew in the state as peace is gradually having its place in the states. Oh well, he didn't do that. So Joe Ipiki says, Constance, the real criminals aren't in those aforementioned areas by the governor. Cast your mind back to the 3 Uniport students saga, whose bodies were discovered in a bush after weeks of their sudden disappearance. The police caught the alleged culprits, and in their confession, they mentioned some very high-profile names. In fact, one of them told the police that one of their sponsors was in the government house. How did that investigation go? There's no insecurity in the fight against crime and criminality. There's no sincerity, all right, in the fight against crime and criminality, not in the state, nor at the federal. Okay. Someone here just says the governor should destroy those places because crime is hiding those places. I'm sure you mean criminals. All right. It's high. Eze Aliko says it's high time people adhere to the governor's instructions and stop politicizing important issues. We're having security challenges in the state, and all we have to do is to take orders from the chief security officer of the state, which is the governor. We should understand that. All right. Eze Aliko. This other person. What's your name? Not here. Okay. But you say the governor is the chief security officer of the state. For the governor to mention those areas for demolition, there must be intelligence reports on it. Criminals can move from a particular LGA to the other. The governor is in order, though he should compensate the owners of the structures rather than tagging it illegal structure. All right. Thank you. George Benedict says, as sensitive as security matter as that should be on broadcast by a governor. As sensitive as a security matter as that should be on broadcast by a governor. All right, let's just let me assume I understand what you're saying, but I don't. You say, I think the aim is dead on arrival. Our governor talks. Okay. All right, you're saying he's announcing for those boys to flee. All right, that's what you're seeing. Okay, thank God for Meneka says, it is unfortunate that Governor Wike made such allegations to the people of Emoha and Eleme. Did he mention Emoha? Not even his own LGA where crime and criminality is enthroned. I don't think I heard Emoha. I think he said Ahoda, Eleme and Onne axis of the East-West Road. He said, now that Wike has identified the criminal hideouts, let's see what he will do, but he should remember. All right, Stephen from Agbandeli. All right, thank you very much, Stephen, for your message. I'm going to leave it at that. I can't read the other parts. All right. ND in Port Harcourt says, I'm glad that the governor called out all the areas the criminals are coming from and did not mention Oyibo. Many would have thought Oyibo would be the first place he would mention. Immediately he starts mentioning those names. Now you can see the need for investigation. Previously, it has been Oyibo in his mouth all along, to the extent that it started to seem like it's a crime to live in Oyibo. All the same, it's good they have taken their time to do proper investigation instead of appearing to target a particular people. Let's hope they don't just end at demolition, but also go on to confront the criminals and bring them to book so we can have normalcy again. The curfew, so far, is really not helping economically. Oh, wow. All right. And then this other person, your name is B.O.B. You say, good afternoon, Constance. We have seen bigger countries where they supposedly have the highest intelligence agencies, and the head of state receives these intelligence and decides to use it to suit his narrative, his personal biases, resulting in the loss of thousands of lives. Eventually, he is caught on record admitting to such, and there was no consequence. Let's not always be assuming that our governor receives the best intelligence, and if he does, will he act on it with the best interests of the people, or with the best results in mind. There should be bureaucracy between when governors or presidents take decision and when these actions are taken. All right, thank you very much, BOB, for your message. All right, so once again, as part of new strategies to curb insecurity in Rivers State, Governor Wike has ordered the demolition of some illegal structures in some places on the East-West Road. Aoda, Eleme, and Onne. He mentioned these three places. All right, so in his state's broadcast today, he said the hideout of criminals in the state have been identified. And of course, a lot of questions have propped up so far. People are asking, it's not just, is it just Aoda, Eleme, and Onne? How about Eche? You know, recently we've heard of some ritualists kidnapping people and taking them into the bush in Igweche. That's what we've heard so far. Some stories on social media. And he didn't mention Eche. He mentioned Aoda, Eleme, and Onne. So someone was asking, someone said, I was really expecting to hear him mention Eche, you know, to tell us what they are doing so far to ensure that those of them who are carrying out that particular act in that part of River State are brought to book as well. But he did not mention Eche. And some other persons are calling on the governor to come over to Slaughter area to demolish the illegal structures there as well. And that reminds me, Slaughter Market. That is supposed to be like the biggest slaughter market in Port Harcourt, yeah? But then, that market has actually been closed, yeah, officially. Seriously, officially. It has been closed for a very long time. But unofficially, the place is actually open. Yeah. And business is going on there. You know, and some people have also said the governor should come over there and, should I say, beam his searchlight or torchlight or whatever light it is that he beamed at Aoda, Eleme, and Onne, and was able to discover that, okay, the illegal structures there should be gone so that we can fish out the criminals. You should also beam the same light on Slaughter. And let's see, a lot of things are going on there so that we can also curb insecurity in that particular axis. Okay, I'm seeing a message here on Telegram. Your name is Precious from Oyibo. You say, hello, Constance, good day. The broadcast is a step in the right direction. I want to appeal to the governor to also visit Eleme Junction, especially under the overhead bridge. There, you will find a bunch of these criminals, so much of them. Please, it's very active with criminal activities. Let them ambush these guys and bring them to justice. Thank you. All right. Thank you for that one. Okay, people are calling on the governor, you know, more like, come to this area. It's not just there. Okay, you say you want to remain anonymous, and then you say, yes, please, the governor is doing real good. He should come and destroy Onne Trailer Park. Did you say destroy? Is that the right word to use? Anyway, you're saying because there's always killing of bike men at midnight, only to see dead bodies the next day on the road. Trailer Park is always fearful because if you enter there, you'll be so afraid of the environment. Mostly the faces you will see. Nobody will tell you that they are the criminals from corners of the nations. Please let him come and demolish that trailer park. That's Onne Trailer Park. He also mentioned Onne. The Onne axis of the East-West Road is one of the places he mentioned that the shanties there should be removed. All right, it's 3:57 on the clock. 4 o'clock will bring you the business news, and of course afterwards we will be back. We will be back here with more conversations. All right, on River State still. Okay, based on Governor Wike's broadcast today. So I'm thinking, should we do? I think sanitation should be our next discussion. All right, let's talk about sanitation after the news at 4 p.m. Don't go anywhere. This is still Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Constance Mega. Thank you for staying tuned.